Hello guys, my name is Gaurav Kumar Prajapati and welcome to SVDK Chess Club YouTube channel. Today we will discuss an interesting game. The game we will discuss today is related to French defense. This game was played in Vienna 1926. Today we will analyze this whole game in this class. Before starting the game, I would like to say this to you. If you have not subscribed the channel till now, then subscribe to this channel, like this video, share as much as possible and follow me on Instagram and Facebook, whose link is given in the description below. Now let's start the game. White starts with e4, black e6, d4, d5, knight c3. Clearly an excellent response as the knight develops to its proper square, protect the e pawn and attacks on d5 square. Now black knight to f6. Black try to create pressure on e4 square. White continue with e cross d5. Many champions prefer to add to the pressure. Why bishop g5 to pin black's knight? Like as bishop g5, advantage is white develop a piece and create pressure on black's f6 knight rather than exchange pawn which release the tension. Black continue with e cross d5. White continue with bishop g5. White pins the knight and threatens to break up the black's game. Why bishop cross f6, g cross f6. If black queen cross f6, lose the d5 pawn, and g cross f6, then black's is left with a weak double pawn. So black continue with bishop e7. The simplest way of unpinning the knight, moving the bishop only one square, may not seem much of a move, but it compiles with the first law of rapid developments. Get your piece of the back rank. White continue with bishop d3. This bishop stand is aggressive, especially against kingside castle. Black moves to knight c6. This knight is try to capture d4 pawn, but white save his d4 pawn of his good move, knight ge2. If white moves knight f3 instead of knight ge2, then black continue with bishop g4, create pressure white's knight to capture d4 pawn. If white attacks a bishop by h3 pawn, that bishop cross f3, g cross f3 and queen cross f3, that knight cross d4, and black has gained an extra pawn, which is the beginning of winning the game. So now go back to the position. Knight v4, intending to get rid of a dangerous enemy piece and also to assert himself of a little advantage in keeping both his bishops. White continue with knight g3. Now we see another reasons for developing the knight to e2. White wants to anchor a piece at f5, a dominating position for a knight or a bishop. A piece need do no more than just stand there and look mechanic to rattle the opponent. Knight cross d3 check. Mission accomplished. Black has a slightly technical superiority it's in retaining two long range bishops against white knight and bishop what queen cross d4. At the cost of loss of time, black has made three moves with the knight to exchange it for a bishop. that moved only once. More than that, his knight came off the board completely, while the bishop left a piece in its place. The result is that white has four active pieces in play against two of black's. White is also prepared to castle on either side and mobilize both rooks quickly. Whatever advantage exists is there for white's g6. This pawn moves prevents white from placing the knight at f5, but it creates an organic beginning in black position, one that is irremediable. This the square f6 and s6. White continue with castle, move to pawn c6, strengthens black's pawn center and opens another avenue for his queen. White continue with rook a e1, to pin the e7 bishop. Black continue with castle. Now whites give exchange sacrifice. Rook cross e7, queen cross e7, and queen f3. Queen f3 idea is create a pressure on f6 knight. So white save his knight, moves king to g7. Now in this position, black moves to bishop f5 instead of king g7. Then white continue with f5, g cross f5, queen g3, threatening mate on the move by bishop cross f6 checkmate. Black save his mate and continue with king g8, king h8, queen h4. Queen h4 plan is kill the f6 knight. So now black save his king g7, queen h6 check, king g8, bishop cross f6, and never stop mate. Now go back to the position. If a black king goes to g7 first, then, and now white continue with bishop cross f6, check, king cross f6, queen h4 check, king e6, rook e1 check, king goes to d7, queen cross e7 check, and now black lost his queen, so white wins easily. To the position, white continue with knight ce4. Knight ce4 is a good move because white gives the knight sacrifice to create a pressure on f6 knight. White continue with knight ce4. Knight ce4 is a good move because white gives knight sacrifice to create a pressure on f6 knight. White idea is bishop cross f6 with the support of e4 knight and f3 queen. Because f6 is a winning move for white, but black does not understand this threat and accept white's brilliant sacrifice. Why the d cross e4? Black must take this knight or lose his own. White continue with his idea knight cross e4. Three pieces now attack the helpless knight. White now threats bishop cross f6 check followed by bishop cross e7. Black continue with e6. Black continue with queen e6. If blacks move queen cross e4, black moves queen cross e4, then white continue with bishop cross f6 check and followed by queen cross e4. Okay, now, and if blacks moves to queen cross e4, then queen cross f6, and if black moves to queen cross e4, then white continue with queen cross f6 check, king g8, bishop h6, followed by queen g7 checkmate. So now back to the position. Black moves to queen e6. Now white moves to bishop cross f6 check, king g8, and now white queen goes to f4 followed by h6 and g7 checkmate. Black never stopped this checkmate, so black powerless to prevent mate and resigned. I hope you have understood well. If you like this video, then hit the like icon, subscribe to the SVDK Chess Club YouTube channel, share it with as many people as possible, and follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Both link is given below in description. Thank you for watching.